I don't know about you, but I love stats. So I thought in today's video we're gonna make some fun pages in my reading journal for my monthly spreads. Let's go ahead and do that.
I set this journal up for the yearly challenges already, but I also wanted it to have monthly pages as well, of course. This is my very basic setup so far, and I hope I get to add more and more to it as my love for books and trackers grow over the time. I really have been getting back to the actual book reading, so this is just another way to reaffirm it. First thing I wanted to set up is this monthly calendar to mark when I started and finished a book. I used to mark my whole reading duration on a calendar back in the day, and it would work even better as this is just the monthly view and it would have the whole year. I decided this to be my main piece for the page and just letter January and such around, and I used Plannything stickers throughout. I have a couple of sticker books from Plannything and one from Live Love Posh, and that would just be plenty for the whole reading journal here. Having stickers really helped with the overall aesthetics, as I just have no clue as to what else to put here, and I love that there's kind of like a title page for the month. I'm sure it'll be even better if I actually read more, could fill this up with endless books. I saw another monthly page that had book covers on it as well, which was really fun, but I thought it will just be too much of a repetition. I have separate pages for the book covers anyway. I just listed a title of the book down below and wanted to mark their start and end date on the calendar, so put their number as a start and then put the end of the line, a little cross line. I like that I made the calendar big enough to mark my audiobooks and my physical books. I marked them in 2 different colors as well, but overall I'm very disappointed how messy this looks. I guess I'm just not that kind of person who could make a non-ruler line look good. I tried to correct the situation with writing down the names of the books at the top there, but that didn't help much at all. I learned more lessons for the later months and used the ruler for the duration of each book and still used the numbers to indicate which one it was. I was also thinking about some books that I start and don't finish until next month. Would be a shame to omit them, so it's only for May when I wrote down all the books I've been reading that month, not just the ones that I finished. I think that makes much more sense. A bit of a shame I didn't include them in the previous months, but oh well. At least the lines are still there, and the lines are neater. That's the most important bit. As this is a B6 journal, which is quite massive in size, I decided to divide my page into 4 parts for 4 books read, which is the average I read per month at this stage anyway. I don't want to write too big of a review for a book, just a little one, as things like start and finish date and bits like that. For January, I read 5 books, so one had to be pushed out onto another page, which is fine. I think the only way I'd leave the page empty is if it were 3 books in there. So for January, I decided to use the remainder of the page for my reading stats. It's almost unnecessary given I don't read that many books, but I do like me some stats. So I thought I would just have to fake it. Not fake it, but pretend there's a use for them. For the actual stats, I just put pages read and hours listened and 5-star reads. I am very generous with my star ratings. Whenever a book doesn't suck, it's basically 5 stars, especially for nonfiction. I don't know if I've ever given 2 stars. I also wanted to include my favorite and least favorite book of January. The favorite is also going on to the book bracket, but whatever. I was super inspired by this other journal I saw to make little pie charts. It turned out pretty funny though, as I only read 5 books total. I made one saying the percentage of real books versus audiobooks and another of fiction versus non-fiction. I was initially planning to print some sort of a picture for this little leftover bit at the bottom, but I couldn't find a single picture of me reading or the books, and it seemed a bit repetitive to just add a picture of the book covers, so I wrote down a couple of sentences of how the month of reading was. Great fun. I pretty much stay consistent with the stat page, the same thing here, just the pie charts have slightly changed as now I moved on to the genre of the book as opposed to the fiction versus non-fiction, although that could be another little pie chart. I use these circle stickers from the same book sticker book from Plannything, as they're conveniently matching the same colors for my monthly aesthetic. I'm not really sure which stats to add to this page. I thought long and hard about it. I'm sure I'll be much more excited to make the graphs for the yearly stats, as there's only a few books a month written here. Just no use. If you have any other reading stats that you're tracking, please let me know. I'd love me some trackers. It's the best thing.
Do you keep a reading journal? Please let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, you might also want to check this one out. That's my initial reading journal setup. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in my next craft session.